I See You is a brand new 2019 horror film currently streaming on VOD. I got it on Amazon for $2.99 in HD. Everywhere else it's $6.99 right now. Don't know why it's on Amazon right this second for $2.99 in HD. But it was, and I rented it the second I saw that it was. And man, am I glad I did. I thought this was great. Now, a plot synopsis is tough. I will tell you that Helen Hunt is in this. She's one of the stars, as well as the kid who plays Patrick Hockstetter from the It Chapter 1. And, you know, he also kind of makes a little bit of a role in It Chapter 2 as well. As I said, I actually had to go to IMDb and look at the plot synopsis to see and make sure it wasn't a spoiler, A, because I was going to direct people like, don't read it. But it's okay to read it. I think it essentially what it said, I'm going to paraphrase, of course, here, but something along the lines of a detective who is looking for missing children, him and his family. Of course, this is how it was written. This is terrible. Him and his family are having some strange occurrences happening at their house. That's as much as I'm willing to divulge. Now, I just started this game that I'm playing with some friends in one of my private groups on Facebook, and I said that, well, let's watch a movie blind. You know, let's watch a movie somebody's seen that, you know, whatever. Go into it blind, and 10 minutes in, just press pause and guess what the rest of the movie is going to be about. You know, kind of write it out, pop it down, and then press play and watch the rest of the movie and see how right or wrong you were. Man, was I wrong. Holy shit. Not even close. I'm not going to say what I said just because I don't want you to know that's not what it is, but it was pretty funny. The only reason I'm telling you about that is A, because I think it's funny how wrong I was, but also B, because I think that's kind of a fun game and something you guys should try out. I think it'd be fun with friends. Just having them pick a movie for you that you've never seen, and then you go in completely blind. There's something they know very well, and then 10 minutes in, you like go, okay, this, and they're like, ha ha, what an idiot. I mean, goddamn, I was wrong. I was like, it's funny though. I have to say, I might want to adjust the 20-minute or 10-minute thing to like 20 minutes because I was 10 minutes in. I was actually 15 minutes in, and I was like, oh my god, I literally don't know anything. So this is going to be tough. But man, this movie really did a damn good job of completely fooling me throughout. Like, now, I think the only issue someone might have with this movie is that there is a little bit, I don't know how little, but probably a little bit more than little. But for me, it totally worked, so I'm fine with it. But there is a little bit of a suspension of disbelief just because of the coincidence, I suppose, of it all. That all being said, it never bothered me at all. Like when I took a step back, I was like, all right, what are the odds kind of thing? But didn't care because of how well it was presented, because of how unique it felt. I could compare it to a couple movies, but I'm not going to because I don't want to give anything away because I really do think this is best seen without any previous knowledge to it at all. Like I went into it, and man, am I glad I did. Because if someone told you what this movie was about and kind of like ruined that for you, it wouldn't have anywhere near the impact that it does here. It sucks because there are a couple movies I want to be like, it's kind of like this, but I'd feel like I'd just be like winking at the audience, and half of you would be like, well, then I kind of know what it is, and that would fuck up your expectations. But yeah, I mean, really all I can do at this point is recommend it. One thing I will say though, and another thing I guess maybe other people might not like, because I've liked other movies recently that others really didn't like and I loved and I couldn't figure out why, like Head Count. And I was trying to step back and I was reading what their problems were with it. And essentially it was like, I didn't care for any of the characters, this and that, which is actually a common complaint of mine. Like, if I don't care about these characters, then why do I care? But this movie does such a good job of building such a eerie atmosphere, and you're constantly questioning what's happening. And then when the movie kind of takes a turn, you're so surprised, and you're just kind of in it from there, being like, oh shit, oh cool. And then it takes even more twists and turns. And I was really pleased with all of those things, that honestly at the end of the movie I can step back and be like, you know, I didn't really care for any of these characters all that much, to be honest. And I didn't feel like I needed to, because of how well the film presented itself atmospherically, and the mystery that it was building, and kind of the payoffs that it had. So this is one of those rare exceptions of a horror movie, and any movie, where although I didn't find myself caring much about the characters, because they don't do a great job of building them in a likable way, it didn't actually hurt the film for me. And it's something that I'm kind of realizing, in the late hour here on this review. But that's true with this film. The character development is fine. It's good enough for sure, because I enjoyed the film very much. But it's just kind of a lot of family drama. And so we don't really get to see any spark. We don't get to see any reason to like these people. We don't get to see any reason to find anyone funny or charming or endearing or somebody we care about or whatever. But because of how things play out, it's not necessary. So I find that very interesting, and I'd be curious on if that's going to be an issue for some people as well, because of, an aforementioned head count, and I can't remember what the other ones are. But I remember I reviewed some movies that I really loved, some lower budget stuff, and people were like, well, I didn't really like the characters. They didn't really go anywhere. And when I look back on them, like head count, I was like, you know what? You're right. I didn't really like the characters, but I was so intrigued by the mystery. I was so pleased by the uniqueness of the film that I was like full, hook, line, and sinker in the film, that my attention and caring of the characters didn't affect me. So it can be done for sure, and I can definitely think of a few examples in my head. But for the most part, I do like my characters. I do want to feel attached to them, and in a film like this, I didn't need that. So, anyways, that all being said, catch it right now, Amazon, for $2.99, absolutely worth it. One of the better horror movies of 2019 for sure. And I look forward to your guys' responses. Try to do it. 10 minutes in, press pause, write down your thoughts. If you hear, right, do it on here. Write down 10 minutes, boom, write down what you think is going to happen, and then come back after you've watched the movie and spoiler it up for me, and I'll read it and laugh and be like, holy shit, I was, so right. If you guess right, holy hell, maybe you should be writing movies. Anyway, guys, let me know. I'll look forward to the comments for sure on this one. Adios.